Yeah, and listen, we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead as long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity. Then they can make him a lot of money, more money than he's made in the last 5 years.
I think he's scared of losing. I mean, he's scared of losing because that's his, his leverage for, to go around and have exhibition because of his undefeated record. But if that record will ruin, then what else that he can leverage for to go around and have an exhibition match?
Amid the ongoing drama regarding their rematch, Manny Pacquiao and his team have sent a final warning to Floyd Mayweather: get ready or forever be a coward. Meanwhile, in a recent interview, Manny Pacquiao expressed confidence heading into the rematch, emphasizing that he would be competing at full health compared to their first encounter. He noted that his previous performance was compromised by a torn rotator cuff that required surgical repair afterward. Pacquiao made it clear that without any physical limitations this time, fans would see a truer representation of his abilities inside the ring.
We need this rematch because of the unfinished business in the first one. Like there's a doubt, like I'm supposedly win the fight, and there's a lot of distraction on the first fight. I got injured my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so that's why I got operated right after the fight. So we need the rematch.
On the other hand, being the promoter of this epic rematch, Jazz Muther highlighted the shift from the pay-per-view era to the streaming era, positioning Netflix as the ideal platform for the sequel. He noted that the first contest held the record as the highest-grossing boxing event of its time. He argued that reuniting both fighters on a global streaming service would shatter previous viewership marks and capitalize on widespread public demand.
Look at boxing. Look at how boxing's at the forefront of everything, right? I mean, it's the original legacy sport. You have people from everywhere watching it. It's global. And then Floyd and Manny's first fight was the highest grossing boxing event of all time, record breaking. So now you shift from the pay-per-view era into streaming era. You have Netflix, that's the dominant force, and look, they have positioned themselves as a premier producer and broadcaster in boxing, right? And for their live streams and whatnot, live events. So having Manny and Floyd on Netflix is the biggest thing in the streaming era, right? So they've done, these guys did it once in pay-per-view, and they're going to want to shatter all the records again.
Looking at the business side of this rematch, Manny expressed frustration over Floyd Mayweather's attempts to alter the terms of their agreed-upon rematch. He revealed that both fighters had already signed contracts and received advance payments for the bout. Pacquiao stated that he had to contact his team immediately after hearing Mayweather claim the fight would be an exhibition rather than a professional contest. Talking with ESPN, Manny firmly declared that the matchup was officially sanctioned as a real fight with no room for reclassification. Manny stated, "We both signed the contract and we both got our advance on our purses, so there's no way we're going to cancel this fight. Even with our first fight, he's a lot to deal with, but the fight happened." He further added, "What we signed was a real fight, not an exhibition. I don't know where he got this idea from or where his head was at, but the fight is a real fight and it absolutely won't be an exhibition." Furthermore, during a recent segment on The Ring magazine, Manny suggested that Floyd Mayweather's reluctance to finalize their rematch stemmed from a fear of tarnishing his pristine professional record. He argued that Mayweather's undefeated status served as the foundation for his lucrative exhibition bouts and public appearances. Pacquiao claimed that a loss would strip away the boxer's primary bargaining chip, leaving him without any significant backup.
I think he's scared of losing. I mean, he's scared of losing because that's his, his leverage for, to go around and have exhibition because of his undefeated record. But if that record will ruin, then what else that he can leverage for to go around and have an exhibition match?
However, regardless of all the news and updates, Jazz Muther expressed strong confidence that the ongoing contractual dispute with Floyd Mayweather would ultimately be resolved in their favor. He noted that negotiations were steadily moving forward and gaining momentum behind the scenes. Muther acknowledged that Mayweather had specific responsibilities to fulfill under their existing agreement, but believed the fighter genuinely wanted the contest to materialize as planned. Muther told ESPN, "We are 100% confident that the overall outcome from from this situation will turn out positive. He further added, "We're gaining progress and traction. Floyd has to live up to his obligations, and I think he wants this fight to happen too." However, being more direct, Mather emphasized that Floyd Mayweather faced a critical decision with a limited window to finalize the rematch. He stated that the bout would generate more revenue for Mayweather than any other opportunity in the past half-decade. Mather expressed confidence that if Mayweather had competent advisors surrounding him, they would recognize the scale of the financial offer. He confirmed that both Manny Pacquiao and Netflix were prepared to move forward, leaving the ball entirely in Mayweather's court.
Manny Pacquiao's manager chimed in on the details.
Let me ask you this. What is the deadline? Obviously, Netflix already announced that you have to. What is the hard deadline to get this resolved?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
14th. End of business day.
End of business tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. As long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity, then they can make him a lot of money, more money than he's made in the last 5 years.
So, from understanding correctly, if this is not going to resolve to your liking and Manny's liking by tomorrow, and Netflix's liking, then legal proceedings will begin.
I guess. Look, that's not directly in our hands or in my hands to speak on. There's many parties involved, but all I can say is we are making headway on it. There is a contract in place, and I think better sense will prevail here. We hope it will.
Sharing his thoughts, renowned analyst Wade Concept presented a dire assessment of Mayweather's economic reality, pointing to government tax claims, property loss risks, and a pattern of extravagant spending. He argued that the boxer's legendary career earnings had been eroded by poor financial decisions and an inability to cover ongoing obligations. Wade further contended that Mayweather's usual approach of delaying agreements and leveraging his star power would fail against a streaming giant with no interest in playing by his rules.
Classification of this fight. Floyd, if he doesn't take this fight after it's been announced on Netflix, after he's going broke, he owes people lots of money. The IRS just leaned on him again, Fat Joe style, leaned back on him for another, $7 million? After Floyd took and advanced a cash advance on this fight because he signed however many different contracts already, and to sign those, he was paid money and then took a cash advance. At least that's what's being reported. If they don't fight, Netflix, and I'm assuming the representatives of Manny Pacquiao, are gonna be on his ass in court. And that's not a fight he can win right now. Where's the money coming from? Floyd has got to be the dumbest person in a position that he is in. One of the dumbest rich people alive. He has to be. Because how do you think you're going to strong-arm Netflix into doing what you want to do?
Adding on, Wade explained that Mayweather had backed himself into a difficult position after putting his signature on multiple agreements and accepting upfront payments. He noted that the fighter was now failing to honor those commitments by attempting to change the nature of the contest to a less serious affair. Wade concluded that Mayweather faced two unfavorable outcomes: comply with the original terms or face a losing legal battle against major corporate opponents, which would only worsen his financial struggles.
Mather told ESPN that Mayweather was in breach of contract. Yep, we're 100% that the overall outcome from this situation will turn out positive. We're gaining progress and traction. Floyd has to live up on his own obligations. I think he wants this fight to happen too. I don't even think that Floyd is scared or anything. I just think he wants to run. I think he wants to run. Yeah, they both got advances, but the difference is Floyd is breaching his contract. Floyd is acting like he can dictate the terms of the fight. And if it doesn't happen, then he's not going to fight. You're acting like Manny dictated this. Floyd signed for this. Are you guys that dumb to think you can sign a contract that stipulates you are in a real pro-sanctioned fight and then go, on the A side, actually, we're not doing that. And you're not legally bound to that contract you signed. Are y'all that dumb? That's not how it works. This is a bad situation for Floyd because he can't really, he can win if he steps in and wins the fight, but he can't.
On the other hand, Showbiz, the adult, offered a counter-perspective to Manny Pacquiao's criticism of Floyd Mayweather's exhibition fights. He noted that Mayweather had officially retired from professional boxing, meaning he was under no obligation to compete in sanctioned bouts against top contenders. Showbiz argued that Pacquiao's claim that Mayweather was scared carried little weight, since a retired fighter could choose any type of contest without facing accusations of ducking. He pointed to Mike Tyson's recent exhibition against Jake Paul as a similar example of a legendary fighter prioritizing financial gain over competitive legitimacy and retirement.
Floyd's retired. He's retired, right? He's scared to lose what? It's done. Manny, you're the only crazy one who's fighting right now. He's done. What? He's retired. Hey, Tim, this is like a very weird thing for Manny Pacquiao. We should have a real fight. It's over. If you're going to whip my ass, you would have had to whip it. It's done. Right? Mike Tyson crazy ass of that Jake Paul. That's not normal. That's some crazy shit. Because he didn't care. He knew he was 50. Or 60. He didn't care that he has a loss to Jake Paul on his. He didn't give a shit. But Manny Justin, Floyd's retired.
Similar to Showbiz's take regarding Floyd not being obligated to consider this a real fight, Fatima Mayweather, Floyd's sister, shared her perspective on the potential rematch with Manny Pacquiao, expressing reluctance to see it happen given that both fighters were approaching 50 years old. She acknowledged Pacquiao's determination to secure a victory, but suggested her brother should simply treat the bout as an exhibition, secure the win, and collect the paycheck. She questioned why anyone would pay to lose, though she ultimately believed Floyd would still dominate as he always had against Pacquiao.
Well, Floyd's still fighting how he's fighting. You know, I think it's gonna still be the same outcomes. Honestly, I don't want to see it because they're almost 50 years old. So if they do it, Pacquiao's adamant on trying to get this win. So just take the exhibition and get the win. I mean, you're gonna pay to lose is crazy to me, but if that's how you want to do it, then get the belt to ass, however it works.
So Manny has no shot. Obviously, you're going with your brother. I know that. But do you think he's a good fighter?
I think when he's not on the roids, allegedly, but okay. I mean, you've been knocked out, he's been on a Febreze commercial, slept on a mat. So, I mean, I don't understand. Why do you want to just keep losing? I mean, if you want it on your record like that, I mean, I guess if he's just adamant on fighting Floyd to get that one.
Sharing his take, renowned boxing analyst Fanon Emmett addressed the mounting pressure on Floyd Mayweather Jr., noting reports of financial difficulties and a looming lawsuit from Netflix and Manny Pacquiao's team. He argued that Mayweather could no longer rely on his undefeated status as a shield to avoid legitimate competition. He claimed that the boxer had accepted advances based on a signed contract, but was now attempting to avoid fulfilling his obligations. He suggested that Mayweather's history of outsmarting promoters and networks would not work against a corporate giant like Netflix.
Floyd Mayweather Jr., as things are progressing in his career, and they're not necessarily the best things, look like Floyd going broke and is going to be in a major lawsuit with Manny Pacquiao and Netflix. He is getting sued for more collections of debts, but also he has Netflix about to drop a lawsuit on him if he does not man up and fight Manny Pacquiao and keep his promise. Now, Floyd wants to hold on to his zero forever. He wants to trade off his zero forever and continue to do exhibition fights.
Fanon also analyzed Mayweather's personality, describing him as excessively competitive in every aspect of his life, which he claimed was his greatest asset and his fatal flaw. He argued that Mayweather had started competing with billionaires and attempted to outmaneuver the system, only to find himself trapped. Fanon warned that the boxer would ultimately have to risk his cherished undefeated record and accept a real fight, as the days of collecting easy exhibition paydays without offering genuine value were coming to an end.
And that's what I meant by the thing that gets you there is going to be the thing that drags you down. Floyd is somebody that doesn't want to lose. He's somebody that wants to win at everything that he does. That's just not life. If you going through and you're competing with everything and in everything with everybody, bro, you're eventually going to lose. And what happened to Floyd Mayweather Jr. is that he started trying to compete with billionaires and he tried to create a situation for himself. But look, man, Floyd, you're going to have to give people value. You're going to have to take risks. You're not going to, you can't continue to outsmart people all the way to the bank, dog. You put on that ski mask, gone into the bank multiple times, and they're saying, look, bro, no more going to the bank. If you want to make this money, you're going to actually have to fight Manny Pacquiao. Actually fight him for something where If somebody wins, we can sell the fight on Floyd and Manny, the rematch. And if it winds up that you lose or it's a close fight, you can run it back again. But Floyd is gonna have to risk what he treasures the most.
So after all the back and forth, from Manny Pacquiao's claims of unfinished business and a healthy shoulder to Jazz Mother's insistence that Floyd Mayweather has signed contracts and taken advances, where does this leave us? Will Mayweather finally risk his cherished undefeated record in a real fight on Netflix? Or will he continue to leverage his zero for safer exhibition paydays? Pacquiao's team believes the contract is signed and Mayweather has no legitimate way out. Others argue that as a retired fighter, Mayweather owes nobody a sanctioned bout. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the rematch actually happens, or will Floyd find another way to dance around the contract? If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Mayweather-Pacquiao saga, make sure to like and subscribe for more boxing news and analysis.